Hi guys, in this position it's black's turn to move. What would you do here? You can pause the video to think about it, or you can click on the link in the description below to see a high resolution diagram. Now just before I discuss the solution, I want to ask you a quick question. How much time did you spend calculating variations and evaluating the position? I ask this because if you spent more than about half a minute on this, then I want to say, respectfully, that you wasted some time. Okay, maybe the time wasn't completely wasted because you will learn something useful from it. And that is that in a position like this, it shouldn't take you long to realize that the position isn't about tactics and it isn't about improving your position. Obviously white is threatening to either capture your pawn on c6 or on e6. And the only thing you really need to consider here is how to capture white's pawn. Will you capture with the c pawn or will you capture with the e pawn? Now in principle, you should always capture towards the center, because as you know, you want to control the middle of the board. But principles aren't always right, and you need to consider other factors as well. In this case, if you capture towards the center with the c pawn, you will end up with a very weak pawn on e6. And white will take advantage by playing rook to e1, attacking the pawn on e6, and forcing you to find ways to defend this weak pawn. On the other hand, if you capture with the e pawn, then you won't have this problem. And at the same time you will open up the e file, and probably you will at a later point bring this rook to the e file. The purpose of this exercise was twofold. Firstly, to illustrate that you shouldn't blindly follow principles. Principles are true most of the time, but you must check if they are true in your specific situation before you just follow them. And secondly, this exercise was meant to help you understand that you can't always use the same thinking process on every single move. You must be logical in your approach. There's no need to waste your time and energy on calculating variations that aren't relevant to the practical situation on the board. And that is why I recommend you develop a logical thinking process. In other words, you should identify the need of the position and focus on serving that need. If you want to know more about how to develop a logical thinking method in chess, then you should do the exercises that I offer in this series, and it will also be a good idea to download the analytical thinking system. I'll place the link to it below the video. In the analytical thinking system, I reveal all the important aspects of a logical thinking method in chess. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next exercise. Cheers.